Alright, what's up guys? We'll get started here in just a moment. Just a moment. I just want to give it time to get going here. Just making sure everything is working. Alright, here we are guys. I want to make sure you can hear me fine, so you're going to hear me echo in just a moment as I have the computer on. And I'm not hearing anything here. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's get started. So as you can see guys, 85 Bears versus the 05 Steelers.
We're underway here. Makes the catch at the 7.
And just to make it a little more fun, playing in the snow.
So the rookie quarterback, it's not his first time onto the field, but still getting his feet wet in the NFL.
Yeah, you know, Jim, and every week it just gets a little easier, better. When you walk out there, you can settle those nerves down faster each game.
This will be interesting, guys, and I'm also using Versus' sliders. So Versus' most recent slider set. You know, if you want to see that, you can check out, you know, head over to his channel, Versus Television. He has the sliders in the description.
The Bears snap at the 31.
And look at Peyton already getting off.
Comes out.
His sliders is based on all Madden. He has changed them quite a bit since he's gotten back into the fold of doing sliders. So I will show it to you here in just a moment.
Boy, if his head got yanked back the other way,
you know,
an obvious face mask penalty, and that's a big.
Let me show you his slider set real quick. And like I said, you know, to me, sliders is, you know, to each his own. Everyone has an opinion. You know, like I said, I've always appreciated and valued Versus' opinion in terms of his sliders. As you can see, all Madden, you guys know I don't normally play on all Madden, so for me even to do that, that's letting you know something. This is my own fatigue setting. I just like the fatigue to be higher. And, you know, because these are custom rosters, you may also see the fatigue go down a lot faster. And here's the speed, you know, parity scale. Versus is recommended 100. All right, now you come down to the player skills. As you can see, wait a minute. Actually, this is not the right set. Nope. This is old set. So what I'm going to do real quick, guys, I'm going to start this over. Because I want to play with those sliders. So let me exit the game. Load up those sliders. Give me just a moment. And then we'll get it rolling. Chose the wrong option right there. And excuse if you hear any chewing, guys. You know, I have gum in my mouth. Whatever, man. I'm doing a live stream on a Friday night. I'm not not worrying about professionalism right now, so to speak. And I need to load his file for all the save sliders. And you will see those as well. There you have it. All right. As you can see, man, you know, the numbers are pretty wide in margin as far as you know, the differential. But like I said, man, like myself, you know, when Versus does sliders, he's trying to minimize certain aspects as well as, you know, trying to get the best challenge from the CPU where it doesn't feel like you're being cheated or nothing is forced. You know, that's really the goal there. So, you know, that's just how that goes. It's just how that goes, folks. All right, so we'll play in the snow again. We'll do a 415 exhibition. I see one of you guys left a comment. Give me a second. Let me get to the actual video.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Here we've got a couple of big targets who will try to be key contributors in both the pass and run games today. It's the Bears going up against the Steelers. No question, snowy and miserable is the forecast for Soldier Field.
Let me get to the video and I can respond to you guys' comments.
Soldiers. That's Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
Steelers, Bears. The snow is coming down here. What a setting it is as we prepare for today's game.
Hello, friends. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. And Phil, how about the weather? There's a lot of concern right there. It's a nasty day. Will it be a factor?
You said it right. It is a nasty day, and I think the quarterback and receivers, I think they can handle this kind of weather. The guys I worry about, running backs or people, once they get the football in their hands, they try to wrap that arm around it. I think you need two arms. Make sure it doesn't slip out of there and cause a fumble, because that could be the difference in today's game.
The Steelers ready to get this action started.
Why is it saying comments at this
The Bears are ready to run back this kick.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, what up, Neff? I'm thinking about it. Curtis Daniels. I've been noticing, you know, Versus put out some sliders there, so I might check that out as well. You know, I don't know if I've ever played any of the basketball games in the past with his sliders, so you know, I'm definitely willing to give him a try. Like I said, Versus is a guy. I definitely oh, look at that. Just that quick. Versus is a guy that I respect, man, as far as, you know, what he does, and he's proven that his work is pretty, you know, is pretty good. So, you know, why not try that out? Because I noticed, like you said, he does provide sliders for basketball games as well, so I'm definitely going to look into that. Why were the team overall so low? Custom rosters, man. You know, it's a lot of different factors that determine overalls and things like that.
That's a gain of 10.
Traditionally the way Madden is set up, that scares people. Whenever you see low overalls, that doesn't mean that the team, the players are not going to perform. You know what I mean? Just like, for example, like this is, my buddy Nef1 did this roster. But it's the same principle in theory as far as, the numbers. If you ever heard of like the FBG rosters, you notice if you play with those rosters, not even play with them, but if you look at them, the overalls a lot of times, traditionally have been relatively low. But as you'll be able to tell, the game still performs, so there's a lot of back-end factors that go into creating a team's overall as well as a player's overall. But, guys like Nef1, he shoots for more authenticity as far as the way the player should be rated. Not really concerning himself with what the overall should be, if that makes sense. So, that's just a short version of it, but, don't let that scare you, man. The game is still going to play the way it's supposed to.
The give. Rocked for a loss on that tackle.
The Bears defensive coordinator, my gosh, he is one happy
you should
guy.
see this 85 Bears defense make some plays.
And making lose yards, that's some good stuff.
That field goal gives them a leg up here midway through the first quarter.
Makes you feel really good about what you did during the week here. Anytime you can get points on the board early in a football game, it makes you think all that practice was worth it.
Fields the football at the 8.
Look at that, look at that. Look at that, Willie Gault.
That was a good
Look at that.
return, and now the offense will try to take advantage.
Almost to the house. See what I'm saying? Are you still worrying about the overall? How often do you see stuff like that happen against the CPU? Those are those ratings right there. Look at my man celebrating right there. And they still didn't get the touchdown.
Quarterback will take the field, trying to improve week by week.
Well, he's getting some experience. It's not a lot, but it's enough to help him feel.
I don't know, man. It's possible they could,
He should do well here today.
You just have to see how the rest of the Bears season is going to go. My older brother actually is a huge Bears fan. Primarily because he was born in Chicago. I'm a military brat.
Let's see if they have a play up
So,
that can get him in the end zone.
He likes the Bears. Always has.
It's a rough game out there. Avoid hits at all costs. Good job that time by the quarterback sliding before he takes the hit.
He spent time in Chicago, more so than I did. I was supposed to be born in Chicago, but my mom actually had me. I was, look at Peyton. Look at Peyton. My mom was visiting. I decided I was wanted to be delivered and come out into the world early before she was able to get back to Chicago. Like I said, at that time my dad was stationed out there. So I never, lived in Chicago like that. I mean, probably for a few months of my life. Of course, I don't remember that. But yeah, my brother was a Bears fan as a kid, so, it carried over.
As we get near the end of the opening quarter, they've grabbed the lead with that touchdown.
Yeah, things have been rough so far, haven't they?
Yeah, another fast Willie. No question, man. That dude Willie Gault ran a 4.340 in his 40s. Well, that's definitely fast. There's only a few individuals who've done that in life. I think Darrell Green did the same thing.
Touchback now as the ball comes out to the 20. The Bears defense on that last series may have taken some positives out of only allowing.
When you say it's better, please define that. Are you saying better because it has more teams, or?
They got some corrections to make. I think they did.
Please define that. And the reason why I say that, man, is because people always have their opinion about what's better and what's this and what's that. But what are you basing that on? Are you talking about gameplay? Are you talking about just because more teams are available, or what?
First down at the 20.
And that that stuff doesn't matter to me per se, as far as,
Going to be tackled right around
you know,
the
if it's more
24
teams or
yard
what
line.
have you. You know, I know my buddy, you know, he's one of the best there is, and has been proven with rating players. That's really what I'm concerned with. You know, I'm not really concerned with the amount of teams or whatever like that.
And it'll be 2nd down and 6
You
after
know,
the
so
running
like I
play
said,
on
I'm not
first down.
picking on you. I'm just asking. You said the
For this
Madden
play,
Legends
they'll
roster
go
is
with
better,
two
so I just
tight
want to
ends.
know what is your definition of better? Like I said, are you referring to
He's
gameplay
right at the 24.
or whatever the case may be?
We're back here to start the second quarter, and partner, when you're in a tight defensive
You
game
see
like
this
this,
Bears
what does
85
an offense have
defense
to
is
do to
swarming.
open this game up?
Well, I think what happens sometimes in situations like this, Jim, you know, the offense, they plan for the game and what they're going to do, but they come out there that first series or two, and they go, wow, these guys are better in person than they were on the film. So you've got to adjust physically. I think now that they have adjusted, we'll see if they can make some things happen.
Oh,
Pass is
my
intercepted.
goodness, he didn't come out of the break the way I thought he would. Bad throw. Now, also, the sliders, man, have a lot to do with this.
We've got a tight one early in
As
the
far as
second
that,
quarter,
you know,
and now
that
the
throw,
offense.
like I said, let me show you the sliders again. You know, I'm always happy to try versus sliders, you know, just check things out. Because to me, it's always a balance, man, between all Madden and the computer kicking in versus the setting. Now, the accuracy is at 19, and it's on all Madden, so you got to kind of understand you're going to get some things at times. But like I said, his purpose, you know, and his goal, I should say, is trying to eliminate some of the computer nonsense. You know, Skynet, as he coined it some years ago. And to me, this doesn't look too bad right here. You know, to be honest with you, I'm going to show y'all really why this happened. I had really forgotten what his route was. Everyone else is open. Might have been able to fit the ball in over here. That corner route. Possible. But I'm trying to make a quick decision, and I thought this dude was running an in, but sooner. And, you know, I tried to throw it early, trying to anticipate. And let's look at the defender. Defender actually is able to get a beat on it before Hines Ward turns around. He's already in position. Overthrown. No shifting. Like I said, this is one of the things Versus is shooting for as well. No shifting right here. Natural motion right there. You know, as far as no pop or warp or what have you in that animation. So that looked pretty good right there. You guys know how I feel about player movement, so definitely not. This game is definitely not where I wanted to be overall, but you know, you understand what I'm saying. That looked pretty good in theory on that play. McMahon taking off.
Everything is working on it. Keep the momentum and keep this defense off balance.
I'm gonna ask you, man, come on with the language, man. Come on with the language in the comments, you know. Come on with the name calling and all of that. Let's keep it clean in here, man. I mean, I know you're not talking to me. I'm just saying, come on with all that. You know, you got young kids and things that may come through here. I mean, I ain't trying to be nobody's, you know, telling you what to do or anything. I'm just asking, you know, kindly. If you choose not to oblige, then hey, that's up to you, but
just underway here in the second.
give him a butt kick, man.
Going to stay aggressive in this quarter if that touchdown is any indication.
Hard to believe it. Here we
and
are.
I'll probably play a couple games of this. You know, maybe 1 or 2 more games, perhaps. And that'll probably be it as far as the stream. I'm gonna play some other stuff tonight. I'm definitely gonna jump on 2K. Might play some live. You know, I got a little time. The wife and kid is already asleep. Might even run some Battlefield, man. I haven't jumped on Battlefield since the latest maps on Hardline and Battlefield 4. You never know what might happen tonight, but I'm pretty sure a lot of footage will be captured tonight for future videos.
They can go in there, change the play calling, make some adjustments, and that should help the quarterback out quite a bit.
The Steelers take it from the 23. Gets it out for the completion. That's his first reception today.
You got to be agile when you make these kind of catches.
Honestly, yeah, I don't think Vic looked that bad. He didn't look great, which I didn't think he would. You know, you have to consider condensed playbook and consider that it is an older Vic, you know, and you have to consider only a few days of preparation. Overall, man, you know, he didn't do a bad job. You know, he made some throws when necessary. That last throw he missed. I mean, I know he wished he could have that one back. You know, he's beating himself up about that. You know, you can see it in the interview. He feels real bad about that. You know, that ends the game right there. But, you know, it happened. Woo! I had to show my football IQ right there. Not saying I did anything special, man, but you got to remember, guys, some of you guys who might be watching this stream or, you know, will see the archive. I hear people complain all the time about, you know, saying they can't pass, they can't throw, the defense is too good. You have to just understand what's happening here. Look at what I'm looking at. You got to check your hot. The corner blitz right there, the nickel corner. You know, boom, he's open. You got to hit him right now. See what I'm saying? Got to anticipate that throw sometime.
Receiver on the out route. Nice throw by the quarterback. This is what they call a
But yeah, man, you know, like I said, get back to Vic. Didn't look half bad. I mean, honestly, let's keep it honest. I wish he would have gotten that throw down on that 4th and 1 to Antonio Brown. That would have ended the game. But it does happen, you know. Oh! 85 Bears, man, they just stripped me. But yeah, it does happen, you know. And other than that, you know, a couple times, you know, he made some other throws that were not that accurate. But like I said, man, that's going to happen with any quarterback, especially somebody of Vic's stature right now. He's a backup. He's older, you know. He's asked to do different things in Pittsburgh. But other than that, I mean, you know, we played a solid game. The only, you know, my biggest beef, which I wouldn't have expected, is I would say, giving up 150 yards to Forsett. I did not anticipate that. You know, I was more worried, not worried, but you guys know since the beginning of the season, my concern going into the season has been the secondary. Now, over these last 3 weeks, pass defense is stepping up. We getting pressure. You know, some of them corners out there are doing a pretty good job at locking things down. You know, our pass defense is stepping up. Our defense is actually looking pretty decent. Not elite or anything like that, but they're looking very serviceable. So, taking that stuff into account, the 2 missed field goals, you know, unable to convert. Oh, good pass. Unable to convert those, you know, 4th and shorts. That's why the game was lost. Other than that, we played a solid game, and we definitely did enough, and Vic did enough to win, which is very encouraging. You know, the Ravens was 0-3, but that record definitely didn't define what type of football team they had. So we played a very good team last night and took them to overtime. You know, and we had chances that we could have definitely won that game. And like I said, man, it's very encouraging. I think we will win a few games with Vic. There's probably going to be a couple games that we're not going to win. You know, we got the Cardinals in this stretch. That could be a tough game, even though it's at Pittsburgh. We also got Cincinnati, which Cincinnati is looking like they're for real. Next week we got the Chargers. I think we have a chance to beat them. You know, I'm not too worried about the Chargers as of now, but anything can happen any given Sunday. And then we got the Chiefs that they got to come to Pittsburgh. And I think we could get the Chiefs. Because I think the Chiefs team last year was actually a little better than they are right now. And we beat them last year. Of course, we had Big Ben in the lineup. But, you know, we'll see. Yeah, it's picking me apart, man. You know,
Steelers defense, they
like
really
I said, a part of this is probably all Madden, and another half of it is probably the sliders, and another third is probably the ratings that Neff has thrown on these boys. This is my first time, by the way, playing with oh, good D at the last second. This is my first time playing with these sliders, by the way. You know, the updated sliders from Versus. So for you guys who know Versus, you know, yeah, I'm playing with his latest slider set, all Madden, and you know, player skills and CPU skills, you know, have a pretty wide, you know, margin in between, but you know, as you can see, it looks like I'm getting a great challenge, a huge challenge from the CPU. So you gotta love that. Make that tackle. Did they give it to him? They gave him the first down. Dang. Keep him out the end zone, man. If anything.
Coming up to the line at the 7. The Steelers lined up in the nickel.
I see your question, a couple of you guys. I'm going to look back down in just a minute.
Finds his mark.
Do you think the defense has enough tools to defend the run? Seems like every footage I watched, they were the breakaway. I think we do. You got to remember, man. My boy, you know, Shazier, Ryan Shazier. I mean, I don't know what, you know, not to be just talking to some of you probably have no idea, but some of you guys who, you know, might be Steelers fans or may have watched Steelers games, Shazier does a lot in that middle. You know, he plays sideline to sideline as well. So, oh, missed him. Oh. But yeah, Ryan Shazier is a huge component to that. If you notice in the game last night, a lot of time they were running away from Lawrence Timmons. In the cutback lane, you know, first of all, that zone block, you know, running scheme and blocking and all of that they use is, they run it to perfection. But also, most of the time they was running away from Shazier. They was usually running towards Sean Spence, which Sean Spence is a great athlete, but he's not that big. You know, he's not the running back. He's not the linebacker that would be able to fill the middle like that. You know, when you got a big guard coming at you or whatever, he's not the guy that's gonna fill that gap. Shazier, however, is big enough and he's extremely fast. And like I said, if you watch some of them games, like if you would have watched them in the San Francisco game, you know, this dude was all over the field. You know, that means, you know what I'm saying, that means a lot, you know, when you lose that. So I'm not gonna just put it on one guy, but that's a huge, you know, miss right there. Because a lot of times, you know, they were containing the run. It's just that it was a couple of plays that, you know, every time Forsett got out, they was huge runs. You know what I'm saying? Like 40-yard runs at times. So that's how, you know, he's getting those chunks. But if you look at it, some of those running plays, you know, good amount of running plays we were shutting down, like 2 or 3 yards. Or we were getting a lot of tackles that was only a 1-yard gain or even behind the line. And Stephon Tuitt was coming up big. You know, that boy was playing last night. You know, Tuitt's going to be a beast in this league. He's definitely going to be a problem out there.
Sometimes on 3rd and long from the defensive side, I like the fact that you can blitz. Send more guys than they can block. Make the
oh, you talking about in Madden?
Quickly and short.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't even know how to answer that. You know, don't get me started on that kind of stuff. You know, because basically my main thing would be this. The tools are currently not in Madden to really shut down a run the way you want to. And the reason why is there's no, you know, Madden doesn't have gap techniques and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have gap integrity and all of that in the game. So technically you can't even really formulate a plan like that to shut down the run. Now, of course, you know, the way the game is now, if you control a linebacker, or, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, if you get some push on the line, you can definitely control the run to a degree, or if you kind of know where you think that the ball is going. But yeah, you know, my real answer to that would be, nah, I don't think there's enough actual tools in the game to stop run for the most part, you know, the way they should, because like I said, there's no gap assignments or whatever and things like that. So, oh, come on, man. DBs are breaking on the ball real fast.
Second down here.
Or, you know, little stuff like that, man. You know, I feel like would take the game to another level. You know, definitely as far as simulation. You know, will it ever get there? We'll have to wait and see. See what I'm saying, man? And see, this is the problem right here. I've shown you guys this before when I play on all Madden. Let me show you. This is the problem I have, man. When you start, first of all, when you play on the highest difficulty level in any game, there's always going to be crazy stuff. Now look at this. I'm trying to throw it to him right here. And I double tap the ball. You know, the button to touch, a touch pass. Where I'm trying to put the ball right in this area. Now I want you to look at what happened. Look at Big Ben. Look at where he turns to throw the ball. Check this out. He's not even looking at the receiver. He's not even looking in the spot where I want the ball to go. He's clearly just throwing it in that direction. It's almost like he's throwing it to the defense. See what I'm saying? And this is the kind of stuff that happens on all Madden. And yes, you know, some people, and yeah, I've beat all Madden before, of course. But my point is, you know, a lot of times you got to try to finagle your way through it. Because all Madden is designed to stop you at all costs. It's not going to be a fair fight. Like I've said several times, even the developers have stated this. It's not going to be a balanced game. You got to do things to beat it. And to me, that's not the challenge that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a real challenge. You know, I'm looking for the game to be playing on a decent level, but not, you know, eliminating the cheats and the crazy errors and things that happen that shouldn't happen. So that's just my opinion on that.
The Steelers defense comes back onto the field. Did not look so good that
you know, maybe I'll try playing, putting it on all pro and see, you know, how that plays out. But that's always been my position on that, man. People ask that all the time. Like if I play on all pro, the first thing they want to say, oh, all pro is too easy. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, man, but first of all, it depends on how you're playing. Everybody has a different playing style. Second of all, like I said, I'd rather find a challenge within the game itself, in the programming, not with a setting that's designed to shut me down. It's just like playing on Hall of Fame in 2K. Good luck. Good luck with that. You know, and you know, some people, like I said before, some people feel like that's a rite of passage or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, I'm playing on Hall of Fame. You know, like that makes them feel good. I don't need that kind of validation, you know, from a video game. I'm looking for the best experience, you know, not necessarily poking my chest out because I beat the computer. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that was a great pick right there. Great pick. Chris Hope. You sure don't have a free safety like him anymore. Even though Mike Mitchell made a nice play last night, but you know, he still haven't proven to me that he's a cover safety. You know, those interceptions and things like that he got in Carolina, that might have just been based on the scheme they ran. But he's proven here in Pittsburgh that he has not been that guy. Look, man, you see? Now, I want inaccurate passes. You know, I don't want every pass to be accurate. You know, I want a realistic amount of inaccuracies and things like that. But it just seems, man, on All Madden, it's to the extreme. Like I said, you're doing that, combining that with a lower accuracy. You know, having accuracy on 19. This is what's gonna happen.
Got it in the gun. That's a ball that should have been caught.
Mike Singletary.
By the quarterback. Hey, I give the quarterback no fault. That was just tremendous.
I'm just trying to see what kind of stuff works, you know. Keeping my eye on the ratings, because guys, you gotta understand too. You know, as I promised to Neff, you know, when I'm playing with his rosters, a lot of times I'm testing as well. So, you know, we kind of want to see how the players are working. So, yeah, you know, a lot of this stuff I am doing, you know, trying to get ahead. But I'm not formulating a game plan. You know, I'm just trying to, I'm like, all right, let me see if this player is going to work. Okay, let me see if this one's going to work. It's not like I have a set mindset, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm just calling plays on the fly, like not even, like I said, not even trying to come up with a plan. But look at how the defense is swarming, and I know that's one of the things Neff is looking for. They are swarming. They look like the 85 Bears. Shutting it down. Let's see if Randall L gets open. Or maybe Bettis out of the backfield. Let's go to Randall L.
Incomplete, almost going in the other direction.
He could have possibly made that. There was some contested defense, though.
You have to wait till the last second to make your play. That time the defensive back did it.
I'm going to test this middle of the field again. I'm going to run play action, which I know it doesn't really make too much sense on 3rd and 11. But I'm going to see if I can get Wilson by himself. I think there's a weak spot over there on that left, on this left side. There it is, right there. He stayed in position. That was pretty good. Let's look at that. Let's look at that real quick. Let's see. I like that pickup right there. It's on coverage. This is nice. So Richardson is playing him first. Looks inside, goes to Chase. Wilson is coming into his area. Makes the adjustment, watching the quarterback. Boom, he drops back in the spot. Now look at what happened. See? This is how he fooled me. Right? I'm looking at him. You know, trying to predetermine my read here. So what I was waiting to see was this right here. Bam. I saw him come down. You know, so he comes down. So I figure, okay, I'm going to have a gap right in here. There should be a gap. But because that was my only real read, nobody else is open, I'm deciding I'm still going to go for him. He throws a hand up. But because this corner reroutes and picks up his nearest threat, I have nowhere to go with the ball. And then even with having the ability to get the ball out there, it's still inaccurate. So that could have very well have been an interception.
Is looking for passes down the field. They're all over everything, and the pass goes incomplete.
So like I said, man, the next game I think I'm gonna run it on All Pro. You know, just to see what might be different. What I'm looking for is to see, you know, what kind of override things are taking over. So I want to see if I play it on All Pro, where you get less of the inaccurate, you know, extremely bad inaccurate passes, even though the accuracy is down to 19. Just want to see how different it might look.
And once you throw one, it's out there. You've got to get over that mental block, and you've got to keep playing hard and aggressive football. That's the only way you can have success.
And Jim McMahon is like Robo QB right now.
Happy with every first down because he knows that's more time off the clock. When you're up like this, multiple scores in the second half, every first down just puts.
Yeah, Lions. Then that's what I believe too, man. I believe All Pro is definitely. I mean, like I said several times, man. You know, you may not have heard. But I continue to tell people who challenge me when I play on All Pro, saying you should be on All Madden. The developers told me face to face that All Pro is the most balanced gameplay. That's all I need to know. But just because I like trying out different things, you know, I would try slider sets, people's sliders. I would try them. You know, and like I said, Versus is a guy that, you know, I've always been into his sliders, so, you know, I'm definitely willing to give him a try. But so far, just from this particular game, it just looks like, not the fact that I'm losing, I mean, because that happens. I mean, I've lost games on All Pro default, you know, in CFM, and, you know, they tune the game like that. You're not, if you're playing real football, you're not going to win every game. That's just a given. If you're playing like a sim style of football or whatever, you will not win every game in Madden against the CPU. It's not going to happen, in my opinion. But like I said, man, I'm willing to try anything, so I'm definitely trying them out here.
Line of scrimmage with a spread formation. They'll send it back to the quarterback out of the gun. Makes the grab and the feet are down.
I've actually been leaning more towards default sliding as well. You know, staying close to it, because I've noticed that when I play with sliders, I get good gameplay. When I play on default, I get good gameplay. I'm not necessarily seeing the huge difference. So, in my opinion, if that's the case, you know, I'd rather stay close to the default as possible with minor tweaks. What I mean by minor tweaks is I might do something like turn pass coverage to 100 or something like that. You know, just like how Versus has it. And leave everything else at 50. You know what I mean? Might turn fumbles down just a bit so you can get more fumbles and stuff like that. But other than that, like pass blocking and all that stuff, leaving it mainly at default. My goodness. You see how fast that dude jumped on Heath, Miller? I was trying to go to Heath, and then I ain't had no time to throw it. That pressure was coming.
The Bears lined up in the
Let me
nickel.
see something. Look at the mismatch. Look at this. Crazy, right? Look, I ain't even got time to get the ball up.
When it's third long on the offensive side,
that was a very awkward sequence right there. I shouldn't have gotten that ball off, but they made, because I hit the button, they let the ball squirt out, squirt out like that. That shouldn't even ever happen right there. I'm playing on normal game speed right now, my man.
The Steelers will line up the first down markers right at the 39-yard line.
Throw it up, let big boy go get it. Oh yeah, we'll take that.
Be a penalty here.
It's funny because Neff told me this, man, before I even started playing with him. He said, good luck against that defense. They don't give up nothing.
Coming to the line of scrimmage right at midfield.
So I see.
Here's the first snap after the big play.
He just said it in the chat as well. Let me see who we're going to try to go at. Look for Wilson, because I'm afraid of Dorson over here.
First down at the
That's
50. Probably
going to pick up. Well, let me get it right there.
Able to take the football out to the 28-yard line. The offense is set at the line for the first down after that.
Randall L on the comeback, maybe. If I have enough time.
From the gun. Catch made.
I don't like that warp right there. Don't like that.
Hit the quarterback or put pressure.
Somebody asked me, and I forget the name right now. I know you well, man, but I just can't call your name. He asked me about doing my top 5 list, and I'm going to do it relatively quick. I might even do it tonight, of things I want to see in Madden 17. This most definitely would be one of them. Let me show you this. And Rex has talked about this as well. I don't like the warps and shifts. I want everything to be player position, relative to their positioning on the field. For example, I want it to be where I have to go get this ball. I have to go get it. If I'm not in position, I don't get it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to see any warps or whatever because of an animation. And it's partly because the ball is still tied to an animation. What I mean by that, for some of you guys that might not know, the ball is tied to a catch animation. So when it matches an animation, the animation plays out. So what happens is you see this shift. I want this to be free flowing, so either I get there or I don't. Let the receiver's hands go get the ball. Don't let the ball try to find the hand. You understand what I'm saying? That's one of my things that I definitely need to see in the near future, man, if they can get it done. As well as just player movement as a whole, and that covers all of that, warps and just the fluidity and natural animation and animation quality. Those things, man, that's high on my list.
Staying with the passing game.
High on my list.
Down. Takes the hit and throws.
Very high on the list. And so I'm gonna do that video very soon. And just bear in mind, just because it's my top 5 things that I want, that no way guarantees that it would be in 17. You're always optimistic, but I understand from a development standpoint, and just having regular conversations with these guys. There's some things that are just can't happen until a certain time. But I'm gonna always ask for certain things and hope we get it. You guys know how long I've been asking for BB and Waddle interaction. Finally got it. Well, that's really all you can do. I have a feeling Tooman might be open. Oh, as soon as I say that, this dude cheats to his left, and he just took that route away. See that? And I ain't got no time. Did y'all see that shift? I know there's no way I could capture it in the replay, but did you see? That was great. And I don't know if that was computer cheats or if that was just a real shift. This guy at first was lined up about, I ain't gonna get it right, but he was about, y'all get the drift. He was about here, like right here on this right hand side where that footprint is. That's where he was, and he shifted. Gale shifted, and look what he does. He takes away what I'm anticipating, and as soon as I saw him running to his left, I didn't look at him anymore, right? And I also saw this guy, so I was like, okay, this route is taken away. That ain't gonna happen. But look at the secondary, man. Look at how well they're playing defense. Where do I go? Just where do I go? There is nowhere to go with the ball. And let's look at the line play. Look at this. What is going on right here? What happened right there? He twitched. See that? No game is perfect. Great move on the center. But see, like these things like this, like I mean, this is probably just a gameplay thing. I don't like that. I don't know what in the world is going on with the awareness. But even like this is what I'm talking about as well with warps and stuff. This stuff has to go. Look at that. Like, how is he just getting drawn back into... Those things have to go. They have to unchain interaction with animation. Stop forcing the animation, though. Stop forcing an interaction. If the guy is not there, he's just not there. Gotta go away from that, man. And a lot of these sports games have trouble with that.
Ben Roethlisberger dropping back in shotgun formation. The Steelers turn the ball over on downs.
That's the ball game there, folks.
And they do not get it done. Now it's up to their defense
Been over with.
to bail them out.
The Bears didn't get much out of that last drive. So
watching your
now here they
videos
come again
definitely
on
made me a
offense. I'm
better
sure they're gonna
player.
be a
Oh man,
little bit
appreciate
more
that,
of an
man.
urgency to the offense
Oh
this
wow,
time.
that's
I'll
cool.
just say
People I
this to you,
sub to I
Jim
can
Nance.
watch.
I sure hope so. After that last
Is
drive,
this
that
after the
was
latest
some
update?
changing
Yep.
there. Wasn't very well thought out.
They need a whole new engine.
Gotta give that defense a little
Not
credit, though,
necessarily.
don't you?
Well, yeah, the defense did its job.
Not necessarily. That's one of the things I love to talk about, man, because I have knowledge about that now. Obviously, working with the dads. It's not the engine. You know what I mean? It's not. For example, the engine. Let me see how's the best way to explain it.
And you're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The engine is like the platform. It's like the foundation. Within the engine, you have technology.
Welcome back. Coming out of
And
the
you have
warning here in the final
other
quarter.
engines. So what I'm saying is, you have a base engine for the game, and then you might have an engine that runs the animation, or then you might have another little, a smaller engine or a smaller tech that produces the way the player moves and stuff like that. What needs to be changed is the codes for a lot of their mechanics have to be rewritten. Not a brand new engine, but they have to rewrite a lot of the code base to get certain things to happen. Like, if you guys have ever really listened to Rex Dixon and a lot of the stuff he talks about, he says that all the time. A lot of fixes, a lot of stuff that they've done in the game that were, look at this, that were legacy issues that they did address. I mean, there's still legacy issues in the game, don't get me wrong. But things that they were able to address was just code. You know, things like, and which game was that? Madden 25 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 when hard cuts came. That was just rewriting a code that was already in the game to allow them to plant like that. You know, a lot of this stuff is just code. You know, it's the way, cause like I said, he said it. You know, interviews he's done with us. There's a lot of code base, man, that has been in the game for so long and nobody has touched it since. That just needs to be redone. So, you know, the engine itself is not the full problem because, you know, the animation system is Ant. And, you know, an Ant does what does great in other games is just that. On the football platform, you know, the way they have it coded might not be the best. Like the blocking system, you know, the block in the trenches has changed for the last few games. They didn't get a new engine to do that. They just rewrote the code. And they built new technology to allow certain things. So, you know, that's just my quick, you know, rendition of that. I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't really speak to it on a technical aspect. I'm probably not the best one to explain it, but, you know. I don't really think they necessarily need a brand new engine. They just need a lot of refinements and recoding. I'm gonna play it again. Let's play in Pittsburgh this time. Play in clear. And like I said, I'm gonna change it to All Pro. There we go. And I'll show you guys the sliders again too when I jump into this game. And this will probably be the last one. I'm not gonna make the stream too long. Frostbite, yeah. You got a point there. You know, I'm not even gonna comment on that. All I can say is everything's a possibility. But see, are people willing also to accept that when you go to if you go to a brand new engine like that, it's gonna take a hit in the beginning. Look at PGA Tour. Most people who are big time golf gamers, a lot of people are saying that game is not close to what Tiger Woods was. Yeah, it looks good, and yeah, you can see what the engine should be able to do. But it was the first year being on that engine and that platform, it took a hit. So let's just say if Madden did decide to do that, or any other EA's game, are people going to understand that if there's anything that's missed, or if there's like a hit somewhere, maybe there's a certain aspect of the game that doesn't have the same quality level that it has right now. You know what I'm saying? Are people going to be willing to accept that as they allow the game to get on the new engine a year or two? You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, cut all this junk off. That's just something that you have to consider, man, because most people don't know that. Like they just don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not willing to wait for stuff like that. They just judge everything, they judge everything like at surface or at face value. They don't really look into the deeper aspects, which you can't expect a regular, just a standard consumer to do that, because that's not your job to do that. But that's the truth of the matter. That is the truth. The only time you might see a real smooth transition is maybe if they're working on a new engine or whatever, and they've been doing it for years, and they've tested the current game on that engine and all of that, so by the time they bring it out, it's ready to go. But other than that, any game would probably experience some type of hit in some area.
Now the rookie quarterback heads onto the field for his first series.
Yeah, I think things have changed so much over the years.
And then, we've seen with Madden what happens when you try to build completely from scratch. You know what happened? Madden 06 for PlayStation, for Xbox 360. That's what happened. That's exactly what happens when you try to rebuild completely from scratch. So, just one of those things, man. It's easier for me now to evaluate and decipher those things now that I'm, number one, I'm older, more mature as far as understanding the gaming development, and also, like I said, having that, that relationship and having the ability to talk to developers, and not even just the Madden devs, since doing YouTube and all of that, and being an EA game changer, and going to E3, and I've been able to talk to devs from a lot of different companies. I've talked to MLB The Show devs, I've talked to 2K devs, I've talked to Battlefield devs, a lot of these games, and you'll be surprised.
Well, when it's third and long in a situation like this,
Be
I'm
surprised.
going to look at it from the defensive side. They're going to be careful, so make sure you come up and just make the tackle so they don't get those.
I can't speak on that, bro. That's versus. These are versus sliders. I'm saying versus. That sounds crazy. These are the sliders that Versus has posted, and he mentioned putting the speed at 100. So, I'm assuming you're asking me why is it that high. I really can't answer that, because, me, I've always thought of turning it down, like preferably to 0. I'd rather see the greater disparity, but like I said, there's always a method to the madness when it comes to Versus. So, if you're familiar with him, Versus Television is his channel. Check out his slider set and his videos. Ask him a question in the comments. He would definitely respond. So you can ask about that speed. Why he prefers to have it at 100. Yeah, that what
titles and
the
competed in a
Roy
third.
McIlroy vid I
Ben
did with the
Roethlisberger
ball in the grass.
has the credentials to one day land in
Yeah.
Canton, Ohio.
Jim, I get a big kick out of watching Ben
Absolutely.
Roethlisberger
That's what I'm
play every
saying. Like that
single
little
time we do a
stuff,
game of theirs because, look, we
that
always
having
did.
that kind of
I think the
surface,
thing
man,
that
would be
everybody
great in Madden.
underestimates
But
is how
also,
good
I
of a
want
throwing
the
arm he
players,
has.
I want them to be tangible on that field. I don't want to see like the gliding effect. I want their feet to actually hit the surface and dig in, ground the players, man. That's how you can get rid of that sliding and that ice skating effect. Just imagine if they get that.
Always good to have these types of runs.
And
Yes,
shoot,
not a first down.
not even
Sends a
FIFA is
message.
clean when it comes to
Shows
that.
everybody that you can run it when you want to.
So a lot of
And
these
also,
things, man,
it
that I
opens up
wish
so
and
many
want,
other things
there's
for
no
your
game
offense.
doing it. You know what I mean?
49-yard line.
And that's one of the things that keeps me grounded as well. And I try to mention that to people in the community. We got to also remember some of the requests that we asked for hasn't been done in any game. So we have to be mindful of that. Maybe some of these things are not quite possible, or it takes a lot to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And if you, rightfully so, if you haven't seen it in another product, man, it's still coming with that pressure. If you haven't seen it in another product, how do you know it's possible? You feel me? Like, it's the same thing I told people about the DB and wideout interaction. As soon as I knew it was coming, like I said, I talked to them about that last year, almost 2 years ago, and I knew it was in the works. And then when I get down there early this year, like February or whatever, they confirmed it. They said, yeah, we got it in, blah, blah, blah. But my question always to them was going to be, when you get it in, how is it going to be done? And as you see some of the animations and things like that you're seeing with the DB and wideout interaction, we've never seen in any other football game. So, in my opinion, judge it, give your feedback on how it can be improved. But I'm just not going to take the position of bashing or being like, oh, this is dumb, this would never happen, and blah, because this is the first time we've ever seen some of those interactions in any football game. So you got to allow that stuff to be worked on. It's not a finished product. Oh, that was great right there. Boy, Hope going up to get them things. So now I'm already going up, going down the road. I would like to see the DB and wideout interactions be more physics-based versus two-man animation. I want them to untie those animations and allow 2 men, 3 men, 4, 5, 6, however many people around the ball to be able to make an action or a play, but untie the animation, rather it being a 2-man or 3-man sequence. Just allow it to play freely and allow the physics to be a factor with the DB and wideout interaction. So, maybe if you guys that really watch football for a long time, if you remember guys like, what was the dude named David Boston? Remember how big he was as a receiver? You get a dude like that, he might punish a little DB. That's the kind of stuff I want to see.
Nice run that time. You run the football like this over a period
yeah,
of time,
E3 is invite only.
that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job on the offensive line.
I don't know, Neff. We'll talk offline. We'll talk about that. But I got some ideas, but we'll keep that between us as far as the next team.
Here's the handoff. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a first down. Back here, ready to start.
And see, me, a guy like myself, man, I enjoy the little things and little details about a sport that I look for. Like a play like this might not excite a lot of people, but as a sim gamer, I love this. Look at what happens here. Now, it might be a flaw here, I don't know. I'm just going off of what I saw in real time. Look how everybody gets a hat on a hat. Dan Crowder there picks up the right guy for the most part. But like I said, man, a lot of these interactions are tied together, so you see certain things happening. But I like how my man here, Ramon Foster, comes off, helps out. Boom, on him. I'm able to slide through there, protecting the ball. Boom, he tries to throw the shoulder a little bit. Boom, gets hit, gets taken down. Nice gang tackle. But that's a good 3, 4, good, about 5 to 6 yards right there. You know what I'm saying? That's football, man. I don't live for the highlight reel. The reel. I don't live for that. To me, big plays happen when they're supposed to. I'm not an ESPN highlight type of football player. Oh, that was about to be a big run right there. He got stripped. What up, Christian Walsh? Let's go back and take a look at that real quick. I want to see if he got stripped. This was about to be huge. Look at the blocking. Whoa. What? I don't know what just happened, guys, but my my controller doesn't seem to be working right. Yo, the game is stuck. Y'all see that? The game is stuck. Wow. Game froze on me. Let me see something here. Yeah, the controller's working. Wow. The game froze on me, guys. Well. Well. Well, I guess that's it. So it's not good to play with the speed parity at 0. I don't know. I can't answer that. Like, what I'm saying is you will have to ask the source. You'd have to ask the source why he puts it at 100. All I'm doing here is just merely testing. I have no idea. And see, like, you're asking me to explain. I can't explain, bruh. That's not my setting. I'm using a slider set from Versus. So I can't answer the question as to why it's at 100. All I'm doing is putting in his sliders. That's it. Alright, well, I'll restart the game, man, and